Both head coach Matt Nagy and GM Ryan Pace are gone. 34-31 in 4 seasons was Nagy. He was the coach of the year in 2018. 2 playoff berths now out the door. They've requested, reportedly, permission to interview with Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier, who was once a member of those great Bears teams. It's been a long time since there's been great Bears team. I still want to know, and I haven't had a chance yet to watch the whole George McCaskey press conference, and I don't know that I want to. I've seen enough of it to make me think I really don't want to watch it. But I want to know what happens with Ted Phillips. I don't know. Charean, have you seen anything about what happens with Ted Phillips? Because as long as he's in charge of the football operation, it's going to be the same stuff. It's going to be Phil Emery. It's going to be Mark Trestman. It's going to be guys that they hire and eventually fire. At some point, they got to break this spell. I said last week, it's like the Sultan and Jafar. They've got to break the spell that Jafar has on the Sultan, and they got to move on. It's going to continue until they get rid of Ted Phillips, or at least get him out of a position where he has any say over the football operation, because he's the one that has brought the Bears and their fans 20-plus years of mediocrity.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, Mike. As long as Ted Phillips is there, and guess what? He's running the searches. That's what McCaskey said today. He's going to run the searches with help from Bill Polian. This is not going to go well for the Bears yet again. No one should be surprised by this. I mean, this is just what we're talking about. Dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things, and they're back trying to hire another head coach now and another GM now, and it's just it's the same thing year after year after year. I know Bears fans are tired of this. They should be tired of this. But it's going to be the same thing as long as McCaskey has Ted Phillips in charge of this thing and hiring the coach and hiring the GM. I just think this is going to be a repeated cycle.
I see this now. There's a website called ProFootballTalk.com that has a story from 2:49 p.m. Eastern. See, I only slept 4 hours last night, so I was taking my nap when Josh posted this. But Ted Phillips remains and will work with Bill Polian. And This is nothing against Bill Polian. I'm not going to make some crack like maybe Bill Polian will suggest that Justin Fields should play receiver. But what I will say, I wouldn't say that's not my style. I don't make jokes like that. But what I will say is this: when you hire any of these guys to be the consultant, whether it's Bill Polian, Ernie Accorsi, Charlie Casserly, Ron Wolf, when you hire one of these guys to be a consultant, what happens is you hire the guy they would hire. You hire one of their friends. You hire one of their cronies. You definitely don't hire one of their enemies, because there's somebody out there that Bill Polian doesn't like because they said something to Bill at one point. He's always had kind of a fiery personality. But what you do is you narrow the universe to the people that Bill Polian would approve of, because Bill Polian isn't going to tell you to go hire some guy he doesn't like. He's got his handful of people, and also, those people will be beholden to him. And I'm sure these guys, when they're at a point where they're not working full-time, they like to feel like they're still in the game. They like to feel like they can text or call the guy that they got the job. Hey, you owe me. You got to listen to me. So I get to play a little puppet master here. I get to guide you in a certain way. I still get to exert influence over the game without actually being employed on a day-to-day basis. I would never hire a consultant. I would never do it. If I believed that I was not capable myself of hiring the right people or utilizing my natural network without having to go out and pay someone to tell me what to do. If I didn't have the capacity already through the people that I employ and the people that I know to come up with a good decision, I would sell the team. I would get out of the business. If you got to hire a consultant to tell you who to hire, you just go do something else. Cash out. You can make a lot of money now. Cash out. The gambling reality is going to make these teams worth more and more. Cash out, go away, call it a day, because you're not fit to own a team if you can't make these decisions on your own. That's what I firmly believe. And every year we see it. That's what's going to happen. Well, a consultant. Okay, fine. You're going to hire one of Bill Polian's buddies, and Bill Polian's going to have his fingerprints on your team. And Ted Phillips is still involved, and there's no guarantee anything's going to be any better. I don't know why I'm so pissy today. And I don't know why I care about these teams that are bad. It's their fault that they're bad, right? If you want to be a crap team, be a crap team. I'm not going to get myself worked up, but go ahead. Be dysfunctional. I don't know why I care.
Well, and here's the other thing, Mike, as you've talked about repeatedly throughout the last year, is when you draft a quarterback in the first round, you're essentially tied then to that coach and that GM for 2 years, because you've got to give him time to develop that player. Now, how much of a step back does Justin Fields take in this? And by the way, you've got to hire 2 people who are sold on Justin Fields. In my mind, because you've spent this first-round pick on him and maybe haven't even seen enough to know what he is at this point. But to me, you've got to hire someone that's sold on him being your quarterback. Now, this is a team, you look since 2015, the quarterbacks they've started, it's just ridiculous, some of the names, and they haven't gotten that position right. Maybe they don't have it right this time, but to me, that really binds your hands on who you can hire because they've got to be sold on Justin Fields.
And there's another angle to this. Ideally, you get somebody who's sold on Justin Fields, not somebody who says they're sold on Justin Fields. And once they sign a 5-year guaranteed contract, job number one is undermine Justin Fields, prove why Justin Fields isn't as good as they think he is. And then after a year or two, you move on from Justin Fields. I mean, at least Josh McDaniels did that right up front when he became the Broncos head coach and ran off Jay Cutler, who eventually was traded to the Bears, best quarterback they've had statistically since Sid Luckman. But that's what you need, ideally, is somebody that will truthfully tell you they're on board with Justin Fields, who has a good plan for how to use Justin Fields. I mean, for all we know, whoever Napoleon's crony, whoever it may be, that ends up being the GM may think Justin Fields is smoke and mirrors, and Justin Fields is never going to be a great quarterback, and they need a different kind of quarterback. And because of the rookie wage scale that came into place in 2011, it's so much cheaper now, and the consequences are so less dire of using that top pick and moving on to another player that it's very easy to do if they want to do it. The only thing is they gave up this year's first-round pick. That's the price that they pay, apart from the financial investment. And that's why, Charean, again, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. The moment that they authorized, ownership authorized the move from 20 to 11 to draft Justin Fields and give up next year's first-round pick, that should have been the moment that the team resolved to stick with Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace for at least 2 seasons. And maybe that's what Nagy was trying to do. Maybe Nagy was trying, in hindsight, to get through this season with Andy Dalton. And as bad as it was going to be with Andy Dalton, you got the promise of Justin Fields, and you get your second year, and you develop Justin Fields behind the scenes. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. And it just became impossible because, number one, Dalton wasn't very good, and number two, when we saw Justin Fields, he was pretty damn good, although ultimately, it wasn't good enough to save jobs. So, look, I love Chicago. I've only been there one time. I've been passing through the airport, and we were there for the season opener in 2019. It reminds me of the perfect blend of Pittsburgh and New York City. And the fans there are passionate. The stadium is an awesome place. The entire experience of Chicago, it oozes that pride and passion for the Bears. And it's astounding to me that they've gone as long as they have without a team that is consistently in contention. And now, with the help of Bill Polian and Ted Phillips, who, Bears fans, has brought you a total of 3 playoff wins since 1999, and actually only 2 seasons that included postseason victories, because 2 of those playoff wins happened the same year in 2006. They're gonna find your next GM and your next head coach, and get ready for more of the same.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.